Alright, so this is going to be the machine part, and I thought I'd show this off in this video. I was going to show it off in the first one, but I thought really this wouldn't be like the basics, just because of the fact that the recipe for Magnet Glove is another star. So, I mean, if you're playing a pack like Mad Pack, you could probably get geared up enough to where you could have another star pretty quick. You could also get lucky and use a lucky block and randomly get another star. So, really just kind of getting lucky and things like that, and you could actually happen to get one to make this kind of early game. But what it does is, if you like, for instance, when it's like this, I don't think it'll do anything. Yeah, because like right now it's in the negative mode. So right now it does nothing. Now if I shift right click, oh lord, shift right click. Now when I come up to a block and I right click, like that, right there, it goes in 10 blocks. Like you can even do it on the ground too. Just coming through, doing this, seeing if there's anything underneath you, like that. So yeah, it pulls any ore. It's mod compatible. It finds any ore that it can. There's some force. So it's definitely a very useful thing, especially if you just like really need to find some diamonds. You're on like diamond floor, yada yada, and you just want to be able to easily get some ores, especially things like diamonds. This could be a very useful thing. It doesn't really use that much force really to do this, but another thing this will do, if I turn off magnet mode, I break that, it automatically will come to you. It only works, I believe, in a 10 block radius. If of you, items will come to you. So it's a pretty useful thing there. I mean, again, myself, I've never really used this before, but I think now, knowing about exactly what it does, like I didn't know it would pull ores to you. I thought it was just basically magnet mode, but just something that you could actually craft, so you didn't feel like you were really cheating in a sense. Okay, so something you want to be very careful of though is if you do use this magnet glove, if it's in this mode, you're fine. But if you're having your magnet being in the plus side, might want to watch out when you shoot a bow. As you can see, it tries to come back to me. If I shoot it up, it'll come right back down. So you have to be very careful in that. So I mean, like, it's like trying to hit me, even if I barely shoot it. Like, it doesn't actually hit me, but it tries to. So that's something to remember, that if you're like trying to shoot something and it's like right there, and you go to shoot, it's not gonna hit them. So yeah, be warned about that, and make sure you don't have this actually on the plus side when you're shooting a bow. Okay, so some of the other things that you can make, for people that play with industrial craft, these will look very similar to you. Well, what exactly they are is straight from industrial craft 2. You can take a chainsaw, and then the recipe from a chainsaw, this is IC2 recipe. So you have to make this, but once you get that, and then this one, so once you have both of these, they can only hold so much power in these. They're only 30,000. These can hold 50,000. Not much of a difference, but they're very useful. Now, normally you the diamond drills and stuff, like, they were amazing. Well, it's basically what these become. This basically is the diamond saw and the diamond tip power drill. At least I believe that's what they were. Like, I remember there was like the normal power drill, and then the upgraded one was like diamond tipped or whatever. So basically, to me, I feel like that's what these are. Because if you normally just use them, you know, it's pretty fast. That is honestly crazy fast. Another thing as well is that it will have a silk touch on it, which is another really cool thing. I don't know if the normal power drill does, but this one does, so that is something really cool. Now, I don't think like it'll work on grass. Yeah, it won't work on grass, but it does work on trees. Since it is the power saw, that's the way it's supposed to work. Now, for something like the drill here obviously would work like a pickaxe. Now, you know, it's a pretty fast tool, really fast tool, honestly. Oh my God, stupid jousts. One thing about these tools, though, it's like, oh, well, you know, I want to make them even better. Well, if you want to make them even better, there's some really cool things you can actually do to make these even better. If you shift right click, you get this window. Now you might be wondering, well, what really goes there? Well, if you remember from looking at the force furnace, we had a grinding core in here. Well, that's exactly what you can do with these. You can even take a one of the ridiculous things with this is you can get a speed core 5. Now, a speed core 5 obviously would speed up mining or chopping wood, whichever one that you're using. So one thing that even becomes more insane is the fact that you can have a lumberjack core. So you can have a lumberjack core on your power saw, which seems pretty insane. And then, you know, if you need it on your power drill, you can have a core of silk touch. So, you know, for instance, you know, you can take, oh, let's say, you know, you could even put a damage 5, you know, with like heat core and like sturdy or whatever, you know, and have like a saw be a weapon as well as a tool to use. So, you know, you can also put grinding in them and stuff and whatnot. So, you know, if like I take a speed 5, let's say like speed 5 and I think really I'll just do this so you see. You shift right click and you just take the core and you left click into the slot. So then now the power drill will be even faster when it comes to mining something. Now you saw before how fast it was, and now it's going to be even faster. Yeah. So as you can see, this is insanely fast. Like, I don't think you need it to go any faster than this. So, yeah. You know, that is something as well. Oh, another thing as well is, as you can see down at the bottom, you are able to activate the area mode. So I can do that, and as you saw, it's still fast, even using area mode. Normally area mode with force stuff is really, really slow. So, you know, that's another thing as well that you can use. Now as you can see though, I used a bunch of power right there. Loads of power just got drained out of this thing really fast. So one of the things you're able to make though is a force generator. Now a force generator, it's not too difficult to make it. Let's pull it up here. A force generator is either you can use a force shine block, which is just force plates, which is from Industrial Craft, or you can make a Dartcraft force hammer, which will, you know, it's pretty simple to make. It's just like making the one from Industrial Craft. It's just like that one. So, you know, you just need this or this, and if you wanted to make this, you know, again, it's just the force plates like that. So it's pretty simple to really do this. Now, one thing as well as that you would need is the battery. Now, I'm kind of confused on this though, because the fact that for people that maybe don't use Industrial Craft, this is kind of the stuff that you would miss out on. But you know, you have the battery, which it has to be made from industrial craft. There is no battery made through Dartcraft. So, but you know, once you have that made, then you'll have this. You can put coal down at the bottom, and it'll charge this up. Now, as you can see, there's 19,000 energy in it. If I drop this in, it'll slowly start taking the energy. Now, as you can see over here on the output part, it shows the EU per tick is 16, frequency is 1. Not exactly sure too much on what the frequency is, but I do know that EU per tick is 16. Now you can also see you can put a core in here. Now I'm not entirely sure what core you would put in here, but I want to see what will happen if you put a speed core in. So I think a speed core, it'll make it, yeah, it makes it go even faster. You can see now it was 96 EU per tick. Now if I throw a piece of coal in here, this machine is a little bit obnoxious, a little bit loud, so kind of a little bit annoying. Now as you can see, that drained that power fast. So you know, you can drop that in and it speeds that up. So a lot faster than, you know, your normal generator from IC2. So that is definitely amazing. As you can see though, this power drill is insanely fast. But yeah, I mean, you can see that you can do that. Now, let's say for instance, like, oh well, this speed core is just getting obnoxious. Like I can't deal with it. If you shift right click, it'll go away. It's gone. Now you don't get it back at all, so you know, be warned on that. But there is a way to get rid of something. You know, like if you don't want this in here anymore, you just shift right click, it's gone. But you know, again, you don't get it back. So okay, so another thing that I kind of wanted to show, again, I kind of should have showed this before, probably in the last episode, but you know, as you saw that you could make the mob ingots and get, you know, chunks and whatnot and all that. Well, what you can actually make is the baconator. If you bottle a pig and 2 light blue mob ingots, which from what I can see requires a squid. Now I've seen some people make these without using squids, but I tried it and it doesn't seem like you can do any other combination of mob ingot. It has to be the light blue mob ingot. It could be wrong on that, but once you have the baconator, if you right click, it puts bacon in here. This bacon from Dartcraft. Now as you can see as well, down here on my hunger, it actually automatically eats for me. I don't have to touch anything, but you know, you just spam right click, it puts as much bacon as it can in it, which I believe it holds 256 bacon. Just grab some more bacon here. Yeah, 256 bacon. So you know, it can collect quite a bit of bacon for you, and you know, I want to say you can have it in your utility belt, like there was one already in here. I'm not too sure exactly how well it works if it is in here though. So but I know as long as you have, I think you have to have it on your hotbar. I could be wrong. You might be able to just keep it in your inventory, but most people I see, they always keep on their hotbar. Again, myself, never really used it, so you know, I enjoy that whenever you have to actually eat food and stuff in the game, especially when you're eating stuff that's like insanely gives you hunger in this pack. So yeah. Okay, so one of the things that kind of want to show here, it should be pretty explanatory by now, but you know, the forced furnace, if you have a speed core 5, it's going to cook the items really fast. It'll go through your fuel really fast as well. And then if you have I believe, maybe it's not in this. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the core grinding. That's what I already had in there. But if you like, if I do force, there actually is a force grinder for if you wanted to use this, which if you know, like you saw before, like the force grinder, you know, with the grindstone, it's kind of slow. You know, like it gives you this stuff, which even using this one, the actual grinder, it's still gonna be fast, and I'm pretty sure it works the exact same way as the other force stuff does in this, which is where the items will go automatically in here. Now, if I go ahead and give me like some iron, grab some iron ore, we'll pop it in here. Now you can also see as well, this requires energy. Just like any machine does, it requires some type of energy. So, you know, you can use the, you can go ahead and use a force generator, and this will power it up. Now, okay, apparently, oh, it's probably still in here. I forget these things keep their inventories. So, you know, you just drop that in there. Now, what we can do, since we've already seen it, you know, you can drop a speed core right in here, and it'll start doing power really fast. Now, as you can see in here, you know, this is, you know, relatively okay speed. Now, there is no upgrade slot, which, you know, would be nice if there was one. Hopefully, at some point, they'll make it to where there is one, because that would be insane. Because, you know, I mean, you do have, I think there's, you know, like IC2 type stuff. I think it's actually just a macerator. I think that's what it's called, if I remember right. Yeah. You got the macerator. I guess that's really it. I mean, like, it's basically the same speed as it. But I mean, you know, like, you have like a pulverizer, for instance. Pulverizer is quite a bit faster than this when it's at full speed. So, I mean, you can see here it shows speed percent. So, maybe if you, I don't feel like this is what it is, but, maybe if I put a lever here, I wouldn't think that would matter. Oh, yep, it actually does. Okay. Yeah, because like that made me remind of the one of the industrial furnaces, I believe. I think it's the induction furnace, I think is what it's called. Where if you have a redstone signal, it gets heat, which makes it then there like extremely fast. So this basically works the same way. So, you know, if you have a redstone signal to it, it will start getting even faster, and I'm sure by the time it gets up to 100% speed, this thing will just be shooting across insanely fast. So, definitely awesome to see that. I was kind of confused. Again, you know, a lot of this machine stuff I've never really used because I've always just stuck with, you know, pulverizer and stuff like that. But now seeing some of this stuff, I don't know. I might start actually using a bit more Dartcraft. That is for sure. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show off here is that I went ahead, I took the saw, and I put in a bleeding core 3, a core damage of 5, and the core of luck. Now, obviously, you know, chopping wood really isn't going to matter much, but went ahead and made this into a weapon. Now, this is one of the new mobs that's in Dartcraft. Now, you can just see it's a tiny Enderman. He can fit into a 2-block area, and when you look at him, he acts just like an Enderman. He teleports a little bit more, but this is another thing that happens. He'll spawn 2 angry Endermen. Now, for some reason that one only spawned 1, but you get the idea. That's the way they work. And you can see, this weapon's pretty amazing, not gonna lie. So, you know, definitely that is awesome. That is definitely really cool. So yeah, I mean, Ender tots, honestly, like I don't even see them anymore. Maybe it's just because of the fact like there's just so many mobs in this pack. Maybe I just never see them because of that. But honestly, I haven't seen an Ender tot in forever. Honestly, I really haven't. So, um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's because of all the mods and they add so many different mobs in the game. Maybe that's why I don't see them anymore. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, they don't seem to really be common as much as they used to be. Okay, so something else here that I love so much. Yep. Okay, so this is probably the more interesting thing. And I guess this kind of goes to say with the magnet glove, in a sense. Now, no, this isn't a nether star. This is an inert core. You get it from black mob ingots, which to get these is only from a wither skeleton. You also need these, which you can either A, get from a ghast or an iron golem. So, I mean, obviously it's meant to be that you go kill a ghast. That's what you're meant to do. But obviously you don't have to. Makes it a little easy with being able to just get them from iron golems. So, you know, once you have an inert core, this might seem like a very odd item. I go ahead, okay, I do have it off. So, if I throw it on the ground and I set it on fire, oh, well, if it would work. Okay, come on, game. Okay, it's not working. Okay, let me throw it on the ground again. Is it gonna work? Come on, game. There we go. Okay. So, I guess you actually, while it's in the fire, you have to do, you have to, I think I shift clicked or just right clicked. I don't know exactly what it is that I honestly did right there. But yeah, while it's in the fire, you either shift right click or right click on the fire where the inert core is, and do that. Now you don't have to throw the flint and steel in there. I was just kind of confused on what was happening. So now you can see the top of the screen. I'm not too sure why it's showing his health. I'm sure it's just like a graphical glitch because of the fact that he spawns in for a short amount of time, I'm assuming, before he's actually technically bottled. So it'll show his health at the top there. So I guess that could be kind of annoying, but yeah. Especially for saying that I have it on peaceful right now, so he couldn't even technically spawn. So what I kind of want to do here is I'm just going to release him in the world to show that, you know, he is a real wither. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Alright. Let's see. This seems like it could be a pretty good spot to do it, because I kind of actually want to kill him. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, one thing that sucks though is whenever you're flying, it when you're flying, it takes a little bit to break blocks. So, whoop. Alright, so first thing is turn it on to least the difficulty, and we will see here that this is definitely, oh, also to note, as soon as you release this wither, he is automatically aggressive. He does not take any amount of time to get charged up. He's automatically going to come right at your face. Now, just because I want to try not dying, I'm going to get an item that I know about, which is the Witherless Rose. This item allows you to not get withered at all. So, here we go. Where's it going? Oh god, I'm dying. I'm dead. So dead. Oh god. And some lag. Okay, so this is probably the more interesting thing. I guess this kind of goes to say with the magnet glove, in a sense. Now, no, this isn't a nether star. This is an inert core. You get it from black mob ingots, which to get these is only from a wither skeleton. You also need these, which you can either A, get from a ghast or an iron golem. So, I mean, obviously it's meant to be that you go kill a ghast. That's what you're meant to do. But obviously you don't have to. Makes it a little easy with being able to just get them from iron golems. So, once you have an inert core, this might seem like a very odd item. I go ahead, okay, I do have it off. So, if I throw it on the ground and I set it on fire, oh, well, if it would work. Okay, come on, game. Okay, it's not working. Okay, let me throw it on the ground again. Is it gonna work? Come on, game. There we go. Okay. So, I guess you actually, while it's in the fire, you have to do, you have to, I think I shift clicked or just right clicked. Don't know exactly what it is that I honestly did right there. But yeah, while it's in the fire, you either shift right click or right click on the fire where the inert core is, and do that. Now you don't have to throw the flint steel in there. I was just kind of confused on what was happening. So now you can see the top of the screen. I'm not too sure why it's showing his health. I'm sure it's just like a graphical glitch because of the fact that he spawns in for a short amount of time, I'm assuming, before he's actually technically bottled. So it'll show his health at the top there. So I guess that could be kind of annoying, but yeah. Especially for saying that I have it on peaceful right now, so he couldn't even technically spawn. So what I kind of want to do here is I'm just going to release him in the world to show that, he is a real wither. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Alright. Let's see. This seems like it could be a pretty good spot to do it, because I kind of actually want to kill him. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, one thing that sucks though is whenever you're flying, when you're flying, it takes a little bit to break blocks. So, alright, so first thing is turn it on to release the difficulty, and we will see here that this is definitely, also to note, as soon as you release this wither, he is automatically aggressive. He does not take any amount of time to get charged up. He's automatically going to come right at your face. Now, just because I want to try not dying, I'm going to get an item that I know about, which is the Witherless Rose. This item allows you to not get withered at all. So, here we go. Where's it going? Oh god, I'm dying. I'm dead. So dead. Oh god. Alright, so I think this now is the end of it. I forgot about choo-choos. But whoa, okay, alright, let's know. Oh my god. Well then, that was eventful. So if you don't know what that was, yeah, that was a, I call them legendary infernals. For people that have played Mad Pack, you know exactly, what those are. It had a gold name, had tons and tons of effects on him. So, yeah, that was very eventful. Well, anyway, what a choo-choo is, it's basically a small slime. It's basically how you always see like the tiny slimes. It's basically what they are. They make a very distinctive more noise than a slime does, so you'll definitely know whenever you hear one through a wall. But some of the things that the only things they drop are the choo-choo jellies. There's 4 different choo-choos, and the uses for these is you have a flask of liquid force, and they respectively make what kind of makes sense in a way. And then I believe every single one of the choo-choo jellies can be turned into a slime ball. So as you can see here, you have one that refills your magic, which is the bar that's up here that's green in the top left of your screen. And then you have one that restores 5 hearts. I'm very amazing to have this one. I haven't honestly used this one in this pack at all, but at the same time I don't really find choo-choos at all. So, and then this one is restores magic and 5 hearts. So that one's really good. If you're like already hurting and you gotta fly away or whatever, any reason for that, this is very useful. Now, not only is it useful for just flying, it's also useful for some of the stuff you have on your belt here. Like for instance, you have the speed rod and the restoration, things like that. It's definitely useful to have something to refill your magic bar with, without having to wait over time for it to refill. So this one though is probably one of the better ones. Now I believe it requires a milk flask with 5 of the choo-choo jellies, and it makes I probably gonna pronounce this wrong, but Chatui Notch. I probably am destroying that name, but yeah. It's very interesting though, very interesting. Like normally when you're flying, your flight meter goes down pretty quick. You drink this though, your bar becomes blue. So obviously what that would mean is that it's not gonna run out. So something that I've definitely enjoyed is definitely using this, like for people who've played Skyblock. This is probably one of the most amazing things to have, so that you don't fall into the void with all your stuff. So yeah, I mean, unlimited magic bar for 180 seconds. You can do a lot of stuff with that, honestly. Not really a lot, but and also the fact that if you're playing a pack that has other methods of flying, probably flying with Dartcraft isn't really the most efficient compared to other things being able to fly. But hey, it's pretty simple to get into. I mean, it's kind of high tier, I suppose, to get to where you can fly. I think that's it's tier 5. Yeah, it's kind of far to get to that, but meh. wouldn't take too long to really get there. And I feel like getting there instead of like getting other things to fly, that could be a little bit faster and possibly easier to do. Could be wrong though, but yeah, I mean that is I think that's gonna wrap up this tutorial. If you have any other questions about anything maybe that I missed, or any other mods per chance that you want to more see stuff about, I will definitely look into them, especially if it's a mod that I enjoy and use a lot. But hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.